Not long ago, the Rams lost their defensive line and run game coordinator, Eric Henderson, to the USC Trojans. Well, they have now replaced him with Giff Smith. I'm going to get into exactly who Giff Smith is. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media. And of course, at the end of this video, you can check out my unfiltered podcast if you're interested. Link is in the description. So let's dive into this. So Giff Smith is, and I hope it's not Giff Smith. I hope I'm not, mispronouncing his name, but Giff Smith, 55 years old, hired as defensive line coach, run game coordinator, obviously to replace Eric Henderson. He played his college ball at Georgia Southern. He was a 3-time All-American defensive end. And really what you need to know is a lot of teams were interested in bringing him on. He finished last season out actually as the interim head coach for the LA Chargers after they fired Brandon Staley, who was one of the finalists to become the Rams defensive coordinator, did not win. However, this is an interesting hire. Sean McVay talked him into joining the staff, according to Ian Rappaport, staying in Los Angeles. Notably, this is his resume. He was a coach, Arkansas graduate assistant from 91 to 93. At Georgia from 94 to 95, another graduate assistant. Then he goes back to his alma mater at Georgia Southern from 96 to 98 as the wide receivers coach at Georgia Southern. Then he goes to Tulane, 99 to 2003 as the defensive line coach. Georgia Tech, 2004 to 2009 as the defensive line coach. Buffalo Bills, he goes into the NFL. As the defensive line coach, 2010 to 2012. Tennessee Titans, 2014 to 2015 defensive line coach. Then he goes to the San Diego Chargers, follows them to Los Angeles, and is the defensive line coach from 2016 to 2021. It is until 2022, however, he becomes the outside linebackers coach. And of course, he was the outside linebackers coach and interim head coach this past season. So I'm going to break down exactly what that means, what his resume is looking like, all that. First off, I want to mention Georgia Tech. I thought it was a little intriguing. I wanted to go back. I didn't notice any names that were familiar with Tulane, but I figured I'd highlight some names at Georgia Tech that I remember, including Anthony Hargrove. He helped get him to the NFL, but he was probably going anyway. Anthony Hargrove was drafted by the St. Louis Rams 2004. So Anthony Hargrove was a part of that. Michael Johnson, 2009. Vance Walker, 2009, and Darrell Richard, 2009. All four of those guys, by the way, went into the draft. So interesting stuff there. And then you have, with the Bills, he coached Kyle Williams. He coached Marcus Stroud, a little bit over his prime, past his prime, but Marcus Stroud, very, very talented interior defense lineman for the Jacksonville Jaguars for most of his career. Then he had Marcel Darius, a rookie. He developed Alex Carrington, who ended up being a Ram down the road. But Alex Carrington is somebody who, if you go back and you look at, he went from becoming just kind of a guy to becoming a serious contributor, took over in one of those years that Kyle Williams was out for most of it. He took over as a starter. So interesting stuff there. He coached with the Titans, Jarrell Casey, Carl Klug, and of course, Daquan Jones. And then with the Chargers, he's got a long list of names. Corey Liuget, Brandon Mebane, again, a little bit past his prime, kind of like Marcus Stroud, most notably known for being a Seahawk. Developed Darius Philon into a key contributor, as well as Damian Square, Justin Jones, Jerry Tillery, Linval Joseph, again, a little bit past his prime, Christian Covington. And then he becomes an outside linebackers coach. And at this point, he's working along the lines of guys like Khalil Mack, Kyle Van Noy, Joey Bosa, Chris Rump, Justin Hollins, former Ram, and of course, Tuli Tuipulotu, who had a great rookie year. So I want to actually kind of focus on that because that's like kind of the crown jewel of all this. I really like that he's worked with a bunch of different guys. He's worked with guys like Jarrell Casey. He's worked with guys like Kyle Williams, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. Those are like stars. So he's worked with like top tier guys. So ready for Aaron Donald, ready for, Kobe Turner. And then, of course, he's worked with Tui Tuipulotu, who's going to be more kind of similar to Kobe Turner. the development of Alex Carrington, Darius Philon, Damian Square, and Tuli Tuipulotu is what really excites me about him. Now, keep this in mind, folks. I don't know anything about him personally. I don't know him. This is just going off the research I did. As always, I try to do as much research as possible before I make a reaction video. I actually just got up from a nap, so I found out the news and I was just like, oh, let's record this. But to be honest with you, I wasn't like prepared for this. It's not like I heard anything about it. It just happened. So interesting stuff here, because so far the only two hires the Rams have made: an internal promotion with Chris Shula to defensive coordinator. And then, of course, you had this hire of Giff Smith, who was the interim head coach for the Chargers. And yes, he went 0-3, but they were competitive 0-3. So intriguing, and that's what I'll say. And before I say the rest of what I'm going to say in this video, I just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor of this video is Manta Sleep, which, oh my God, I never thought in a million years that I would have a sleep mask that I wear every night. You guys know, I don't make it hard to know. It is really hard for me to find any sort of time to sleep. I'm always working, and when I'm finally in bed, I cannot sleep. I cannot fall asleep. Well, this is 100% blackout, which is absolutely great. I tried Manta Sleep, and I just gotta say, this one in particular, this is the sound. I absolutely love the Manta Sleep sound mask. It's got these razor thin speakers right here. You can slide these tabs and it goes perfectly into your ear hole. And this is great because I'm like a hybrid sleeper. I could sleep on my back, but I mainly end up on my side when I wake up. So this is great for side sleepers, which is huge. The crazy thing is it pairs to your phone easily with Bluetooth. You're going to get 20 plus hours of this, battery life, wireless, of course. It's got plenty of accessories you can mix and match with. I mean, they have steam and cool eye cups. And if you guys have been following the channel long enough and you've, watched some of my JE lives, I do get dry eye in the middle of it. So you'll see my eyes are blood red or I'm just crying out of the blue. That's great. With these, you can replace these and put in the steam cups. So that's awesome. They're C-shaped eye cups. So, that really helps you allows you to sleep on your side. But I think really the important thing here is 100% blackout and there's zero pressure. I don't feel any pressure on my eyes whatsoever. So I gotta say, sometimes we like to stay in our comfort zone. This might not be your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone. I'm telling you right now, I never thought I'd be interested in a freaking sleep mask, and Manta has done a great job of getting me interested in a sleep mask. You can use promo code JKBogan today to get 10% off your Manta Sleep purchase. So definitely go and cop yours today. I highly recommend it. I was really impressed because for me, normally this type of stuff, like a sleep mask, is just not my thing. And I've made it my thing. And I'm getting better sleep now because of it. It's probably why I'm getting up early. I'm going to the gym. It's promoting great habits already. So yeah, 10% off, JK Bogan. Check it out. All right. So that was that. Let's just talk about this real quick. So I really find the intriguing part about bringing in Giff Smith, believe it or not. I mean, your mind might have already gone there when I named him, but Khalil Mack has a ridiculous contract, right? His contract is absolutely insane in 2024, and I don't think the Chargers want to bring him back. Maybe they do. He had a great year, but I don't know. And the thing with the Rams is, while I think that they are really sold on having these young guys, sold on all that, my guess here is that looking at the Rams, I think they're willing, based on this past year, to go out and get a 1-year deal with Khalil Mack. If he gets cut, I think he's a Ram. See, he worked with the outside linebackers coach last year and the year prior. And the outside linebackers coach was Giff Smith. And I think if he has already experienced LA and doesn't want to leave, there you go. Rams, perfect fit. The Rams need edge pressure. That's a big thing. I wouldn't be surprised. I think this is incredibly intriguing. Obviously, they're not going to go and get Tuli Tuipulotu, as much as that would be awesome. But that's how I feel. And funny enough, going back to just the fact that they're getting Giff Smith from the Chargers, where do you think they got Eric Henderson from? The Chargers. It is funny how now both back-to-back defensive line coaches the Rams have gotten from the Chargers. Maybe the next time I should just, when I go and predict coaches and whatnot, and I didn't know who to predict, I thought they'd go with AC Carter, who was the assistant defensive lines coach, but they decided to go outside the house, which I'm not going to complain after they just hired Chris Shula. But isn't it funny? Next time I should just know, they're just going to go with the Chargers. So my thoughts on the hire, I like it as much as I can. My thing is, and I'm just being full transparent here for you guys. I never want to, act like I know more than I do, because I don't. I don't know anything about Giff Smith personally. Like, everything that I learned about Giff Smith, you could learn. Like, I just did the research for you. I just went through and looked at the guys that he, coached, the guys that played under him. I looked at some of their statistical output, some of their PFF grades, things like that. Just something to give me an idea. This is not like a film breakdown. But more importantly, this is the first time he's ever been a run game coordinator. And I think that's relatively a new position. These run game, passing game coordinators, pass game specialist, pass rush coordinator. These are like new positions or new titles of guys. Maybe guys were doing this all along, and these are just new titles. So I don't know what the run game coordinator entails exactly. I have an idea of it. It says it right in the title, but who knows? I will say Eric Henderson was defensive line coach and the run game coordinator this past year. And by the way, it's a defensive run game coordinator, but the Rams haven't really had an offensive run game coordinator since, I believe, Aaron Cromer. So it doesn't look like they're going to have that anytime soon. But yeah, this is definitely one to watch to see if anybody from the Chargers wants to come over to the Rams now. Giff Smith, like I said, was very wanted. Okay. A lot of teams wanted him, and Ian Rappaport said that Sean McVay talked him into, coming to the Rams. So, good for him. It's kind of cool to get an interim head coach, like a guy who was literally the top of the top. I understand interim, but he was a head coach for the last 3 games of the season. To see a guy like that become, part of your staff, I don't think that's a bad thing. That's actually a pretty good thing. 55 years old, veteran, has a lot of experience from the Bills, the Titans, the Chargers to the Rams. Obviously paid his dues with the graduate assistant work. I'm excited to see what happens. And there's other guys on the fray. So we'll see what ends up happening with pass game coordinator, quarterbacks coach, assistant special teams coordinator. Things like that. Maybe things that I care about a little bit more than you do, but it's still my job, in my opinion, to let you know what's going on. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Once again, check out Manta Sleep. Do it. Check it out. Trust me. I'm like I said, I could not sleep. Then I started using that. Now I'm sleeping better than I ever have. Again, promo code is JKBogan. Link is going to be in the description. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later.
Start playing Pick'em or Weekly Fantasy for any sport today, Jake. Users will receive a 100% deposit match up to $100 if they use promo code OTE at sign up. Start playing Pick'em and Weekly Fantasy Football today with Underdog Fantasy.
Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.